I am Jert. Welcome to Blade. Episode 33. Blade Job.
We didn't come up with a name.
Nope.
Okay.
That is a great name for an episode. Is episode 33. We didn't come up with a name.
Yeah. With
me as always, Scott Perkins. High voltage. Also join Olin
That's
John.
electricity.
Enjoy. This was pretty much an hour of us talking about Beyond Wrestling, Americanrana, 18.
It was a good time. You would have liked it if you weren't there, but you should have been there. But it sold out because you fucking slacked off.
You did fucking slack off. We also talk about other stuff at the end, but please enjoy us talking about that because you can listen to us on places such as YouTube or iTunes.
Or Stitcher. Still don't know what that is.
And Google Play, as well as anywhere podcasts are.
Sold.
Nope, you don't have to pay for us. We're free. We're a cheap whore. Happy Kane Mayer Day, everybody.
Welcome to the Blade Job, episode 33. I don't know what the name of it is yet.
It's like John Cena, because he does the threes when he... I love John Cena.
Yeah, me too.
Says.
My name is High Voltage Scott Perkins. You can follow me on Twitter at HighVoltage1987. JRT, how about you, bud?
Well, you can follow me in two places. First, you can follow the show at The Blade Job Show, because that's where I spend a lot of time. But you can also follow me at Blade Job JRT, where I ramble about different nonsense.
Yeah, video games and other nerdy shit.
Yeah, nothing political, though.
No.
I feel like I need to say that, because there's too much political bullshit on Twitter right now.
You say that every week.
I know. And I have to continue to say it.
And who the fuck are you?
I am John Olin. You
All
can find me at John_Olin.
John's here, everybody.
Because we had to replace Tommy Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. No, really. Come back, please. Not like full time, like just like show up every now and then.
Yeah, I know where you live.
We've got a port for a fourth mic. Like we can do this.
All right.
Like he just has to squeeze in the corner now. Holy shit, that is a big spider. Look at that.
That's a daddy long legs.
That's what they used to call me in high school. It's not true. It's absolutely not true.
I don't like where this is going already, and we're only 2 minutes in.
2 minutes and 3 seconds. 4.
That's how time works.
That is how time works.
It progresses.
So John is joining us. He doesn't have a nickname, so he's not. We don't have anything fun to say yet. So you got to figure that out.
We'll figure it out.
Figure out the nickname. So let's just get right into it. Let's start with. Do you want to start with Beyond?
Yeah.
Might as well.
I mean, that's going to be a bulk of the episode.
Yeah. So Beyond Wrestling, Americanrana, 18.
18.
Not the 18th annual.
The 18th anniversary of
it.
The
25th anniversary of Raw in Beyond Wrestling form, only better.
It was filmed in one location.
Instead of spending $400 to see The Undertaker just come out and be like, I'm The Undertaker. Bye.
I beat these guys once.
And then and they think it's okay because they got like the club and the clique. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got to see them do a 2-sweet, which is, I'm over it. I know. We'll talk about that at another point.
Stop being so negative, bro.
I'm always negative. So all three of us were at Beyond.
Yeah.
And that was, so if you don't follow Beyond Wrestling, Americanrana.
Then what the fuck is wrong with you?
A, what's wrong with you? B, I mean, it's the easiest comparison to make. Americanrana is their WrestleMania. It is their Slammiversary. It is their Wrestle Kingdom. It's their show, you know. And this was their biggest show ever, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe that Denver, Colorado said that this was the most attended show in Beyond history. And
Powerbomb.
Yeah, Powerbomb
their
broke all the records.
Subscriptions went up a little bit.
They actually broke their streaming record, too, I saw.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got names that are, you know, to us, they're kind of like, we know these guys. You know, to the world, a lot of people might just be hearing about a lot of these names. like Starr's really big in England,
Germany,
and Germany.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't see him. Usually, it seems like if he's not touring the East Coast, he's in Europe. I don't see him doing a lot of West Coast stuff or Midwest stuff. It seems like he sticks around here and then over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Outside of PWG, he doesn't really do anything over there.
Yeah. And, Janela's just Janela. I mean, he's reaching the points of the biggest indie stars out there, like your Cody Rhodes and your Joey Ryans and your Bucks. Like, he's reaching that point, I feel. And I think that's why he's stopping the deathmatch wrestling.
Yep.
Maybe he's like, man, I got to make myself a little more marketable.
And he's all in.
He is all in.
He's wrestling Adam Page. That seems like a weird matchup, but
It does. I would hope he would be wrestling the Invisible Man.
I do like the matchup, though.
Yeah.
Adam Page, the Joey Killer. It's going to be good.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Page. Not Diamond Dallas.
No. Adam.
But anyways, Americanrana.
Adam Hangman.
It was at the White Eagle in Worcester, Massachusetts, not England or wherever.
I don't know if they have a
They have a Worcestershire.
White Eagle.
I
got to hold their sword once. They have like a city sword.
You're going to tell me that there's no Polish club called the White Eagle?
There's got to be.
In Worcester?
In Worcester, England.
I don't know.
I don't know. Is that an American thing? Because we have like so many diverse
No, I'm
groups of people.
I'm sure that there's like a.
Well, obviously you have embassies and you have shit like that, but do you just have clubs that's like, you're in downtown London and they're like, oh, this is the German club?
I would assume.
I've never been. You have.
Yeah, but I didn't. London's kind of a big city.
Oh, I know, but
Can't see it all in one day.
really?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the size of Sutton.
No.
Is that because it rains so much? You can't really just get everywhere?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was.
You gotta stop and buy an umbrella.
Fuck.
Every fucking corner.
Because they just deteriorate.
Yeah,
They just dissolve.
It's that much rain.
Americanrana was, in my opinion, it was great top to bottom. We discussed it last week about how the card seemed like it was really banking on the main event. It was like all eyes, all focus was kind of pointed at Janela and Starr. This feud's been going on for 2 years. It was like, this is it. This is the final, confrontation between these two guys. And I didn't have doubts about the undercard, but I was kind of like, yeah, but I feel like you're focusing so much on
It
this
wasn't
main
as
event.
star-studded as last year.
Yeah, it was a lot of mainstays, which I think is well-deserved. Last year, nothing against the amazing matches that we saw, but Pentagon and Phoenix, they put on the best match of the night, but they're not beyond regulars. And it's kind of like the same complaint we have about WrestleMania. It's like, well, you could have Zack Ryder on the show in a match, but instead you have The Rock in a match because you're bringing in a big name for the big show. This year felt the opposite. This year focused really on Beyond's talent that are loyal to Beyond Wrestling. And because even like the Chikara match, it was, they have such a good working relationship, and Solo Darling, a mainstay in Beyond in Women's Wrestling Revolution. She's always there. Yeah. Like, even when she's not on the card, she's there half the time. And then, all right, let's just go. So opening contest was WWR versus Pazuzu, intergender 8-person tag, and I had no doubts that match was going to be awesome.
No, anytime Dickinson gets to wrestle a girl,
that's what
it's
he
going to
does.
be a good match.
He said it. He's like, I made a career off doing this.
He gets a twinkle in his eye every time.
And it's like, I don't know Dickinson personally. I know people who do, and I can never tell like what type of person he genuinely is because I don't know him. I've never hung out with him. I've never sat down and had a beer with him and been like, hey, so tell me about yourself.
Fucked up, bro.
But you had this great, you had this really established team in Pazuzu. You've got, former TNA tag champions in.
I think they are.
Are they current again?
Yeah.
Did they win? Good for them.
Yeah.
You've got, Mike Drazik and Angel Ortiz who are just Ortiz and Santana in TNA.
Okay.
Right, LAX, yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got Doom Patrol, who are current Evolve Tag Champions, I believe. And they were both part of Catchpoint, or was it just Dickinson? I think they were both part of Catchpoint with Stokely Hathaway, who I love. Stokely, call me. Anyways, so you've got this really
you
kind
get
of
weird when you talk about Stokely Hathaway.
Dude, I don't know, man. This is great. You've got this really established team, and then this kind of like cobbled together team representing their brand. Because normally when we'd have a tag match with Jordan Grace, you expect Lufisto to be there, who obviously is on the mend after her cancer surgery, and we wish her the best because we miss her because Lufisto's awesome. So you had Jordan Grace, Kimberly, who was known as Abby Lathe in NXT, Skylar, and Mia Yim, who, like, a team that doesn't really have any connection other than the fact that they all wrestle for Women's Wrestling Revolution regularly.
And they're all ladies.
They are all ladies, and at least 2 of them have faced Keith Lee, and it was awesome both times. And, like, the match was just... I mean, I've seen... The only person on WWR's side that I hadn't seen in intergender match, I think, was Skylar.
Yeah, I felt bad for her because I don't know how many intergender matches she's had.
Like Grace, Yim, and Lee. They this is
they wrestle dudes all the time. Like, don't worry about them.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with someone who hasn't. But Kimberly's entire gimmick now is she's a wrestler. Like, she's not a diva. She's not a knockout. She's a wrestler, and she'll wrestle whoever, whenever. I love that match. Thoughts, things.
It was good. I liked it. I liked there was some high spots. People ended up falling at our feet. That was pretty cool.
It was a good hard hitting match. I don't know, John. I don't know where you were standing for that match.
I was over by the bar. The best spot in the room. I do feel bad for Skylar a little bit, but because of the hazing aspect that she got with the number of chops that she got in the beginning of that match. But I mean, she held her own.
Yeah,
she's a pro because she's only like 22, I think. She's still fairly green in the business, and she's come leaps and bounds. And I've said it to her. I've said it to anyone who will listen that Skylar is someone who's going to have this really long, immense career. She's got the look, she's got the talent. Like, she's gonna do really, really well for a young woman from she's like Western
Southwick,
Massachusetts or something like that. I think she's gonna do great. And I thought that match was fantastic. And I did point out at the end of the match, I forget who I kind of tapped, and I was like, "Yo, look at Skylar's chest." And it was just
check
it was
out
brutal.
that chest,
check
bro.
out that. It was as red as her hair.
Yeah.
It was just
He meant that in a non-perverted way.
For once.
Put your fucking sign down.
Yeah. She just got lit up. Like, it was that was brutal, and it was a great match. And I think the end of the match was really fantastic when the entirety of Pazuzu turned to them and they bowed.
They did
it was.
I
thought
deep
it was
war machine bow.
It was a really cool match. I liked it because there was no face, there was no heel. Like, during the match, obviously Pazuzu played the heels because there's a bunch of dudes beating up a bunch of chicks. But at the end of the match, it was just, this was awesome. Thank you. And I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really. I thought it was a good way to open the show.
Oh, it was a great way to open the show.
Especially because as much as I loved the show from beginning to end, there were a couple moments that kind of fell flat, in my opinion.
Yep.
I'm trying to think what the second match was.
It was Green and Fox.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise.
That match, I rewatched it. AR Fox does some shit. Like, he's really fucking good.
Dante Fox in Lucha Underground.
Anthony Green went for a DDT, and AR Fox just landed in a handstand and then turned that into a leg drop. Like, I don't know. You don't see that shit every day. That was pretty cool.
He's the highest.
He is the highest flyer. Coast to coast to the outside of the ring, shit like that.
I mean, and you can I heard someone say oh, he's he's got a better coast to coast than Shane McMahon. And it's like you also can understand this ring is at least 4 feet smaller.
Yeah, this ring's a bit smaller.
Like the fact that Shane McMahon can coast to coast in their 20-foot ring is really...
And he's old as fuck.
Yeah, and he's not a wrestler.
Yeah, he's not a wrestler either.
He's just a dude.
All for his dad's approval.
Yeah. Love me, daddy.
Shut up, Shane. I gotta go write a story about me fucking your sister. Hold on. God damn it, Vince.
I want to shadow Vince McMahon for a week and just see the crazy shit that goes on. Not necessarily even have him know that I'm there. Just slipping in and out of the shadows and just watch
Undercover
what he does.
Scott, just
God damn it! Why don't we have? I can't even think of anything as crazy as what comes out of his fucking head.
He gets home, he goes into his room, he takes off his tie, and Linda goes, Vince, come to bed, and he goes, no, I got work to do. And then he goes to his closet, and he opens up his closet, and he has a shrine to Roman Reigns. And that's where he masturbates.
I picture his inner monologue being completely him talking out loud the entire time. He just talks to himself all day.
Oh, I've heard he doesn't have thoughts. He just talks. He just talks all the time. I've heard numerous wrestlers say he just kind of walks. He says everything that comes into his head.
I'm walking down the hall now. God damn it!
I've also heard that you're not allowed to sneeze around him.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah,
that's some crazy shit.
Well, I mean, I know he's a health nut. He's a super health nut, which is funny because as a health nut, he should also know that you need more than 4 hours of sleep a night, to be healthy. That's not healthy.
No, when you're Vin Mac.
Well, he's a genetic jackhammer. Come
Ew.
on. Yeah. And already we're talking about Vince McMahon's penis twice.
I think you've talked about Vince McMahon's penis twice.
It's better than the pegging episode.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Moving on. Yeah, Anthony Green. Oh, actually, spoilers, because I don't fucking care. He is the Chaotic New England champion.
Yeah?
He beat Josh Briggs.
So... it's a good thing that Josh Briggs only wants to be undefeated and beyond.
Correct.
Literally his next match.
Was it a clean win?
No.
Of course.
The Platinum Honeys.
Blondes
Platinum Honeys fucking got all up in there and AG punched him in the dick. And then...
Josh Briggs, we apologize for your dick.
I believe we call that a Shinsuke, right?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. Josh Briggs also wrestled at Americanrana. He wrestled Brody King.
He did, and that was a much better showing by Brody King than the last time we saw him.
Yeah. I still think he is not as good as Josh Briggs, and he looks like the ghost of Christmas Future unless he changes his ways. I mean, I don't know what Josh Briggs does wrong, but I feel like if you were going to make a ghost of Josh Briggs Christmas Future, who was the bad kid, it would just be Brody King.
He reminds, I don't know how long... I know Brody King's been wrestling for a while, but I don't know how long. But he reminds me of Aleister Black, Tommy End.
Yeah,
I get that same feeling.
But he got into a 90-piece, and
yeah,
he still needs to get in shape more. You could tell he was out of breath halfway through the match.
Oh yeah, super gassed. I don't know.
The match was good,
I don't
but
care for him.
But the last match we saw at the White Eagle with Josh Briggs was against Keith Lee. And at New Year's they broke the ring. I mean, it was such an awesome. And I think the match before that, I think I saw Briggs wrestle Cage or something like that.
Yeah,
it's just to me like Josh Briggs. Obviously Brody King has a name for himself at this point, but I feel
Josh Briggs is better.
Well, I don't know how to say this without sounding disrespectful to someone. So I'm just gonna carefully choose my words.
And then I'll say fuck him after.
Josh Briggs. Now let me finish.
I'm waiting.
Josh Briggs is the new JT Dunn of Beyond Wrestling in the sense that when Dunn was there, Denver, Colorado was feeding him the best of the best. Like, he was giving him these matches with these huge names he's bringing in. You know, like, now that's kind of Briggs's deal. Like, he's getting these matches with Brian Cage. He's getting these matches with Brody King. His match with Kimberly. Like, that's
big name.
That's a big name for him to be wrestling. Regardless of what happened, she is now semi-known as a former WWE wrestler. You know, that's a name. Her stock went up the day she left NXT because she can go to a promoter and be like, $25 a night? Nah, how about 500?
Yeah.
Because she's got a name. Because they can, of course they're going to put that poster up on the wall and you can't see them pointing at the wall. And they're going to say, featuring Kimberly, formerly known as Abby Lathe in NXT, and that's going to put butts in the seats. That's the way it works. That's the way pro wrestling works. Holy fuck, Discord, I'm going to fight you. Anyways.
Yeah, come watch people play video games.
No, Discord's not. That's just a chat program.
Oh.
Which we're probably going to use to do interviews now because it allows you to actually record the audio, unlike fucking Skype.
Yeah, it's Skype.
Fuck you, Skype. Sorry, Microsoft. I love the Xbox, but Skype sucks.
The Xbox is fine. I like computers.
Help computer. Stop all the downloads. Anyways, I'm going to watch G.I. Joe PSAs later.
What match happened after that? Oh, your boy, Stokely Hathaway.
Yes!
Was supposed to represent MJF, but MJF got hurt.
See, that is MCL.
My knees are better than yours, and you know it.
Oh, MJF, what up?
So, and that was against John Gresham, and they had to get whatever, and they had to get a new partner,
Mr. Grace.
So they got the returning Trent Beretta.
Trent?
Does he still go by Trent Beretta?
They just called him Trent.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way,
you're both wrong. It's Trent.
Trenty Locks.
Trenty Locks. Or, if you're the kid standing next to us, Greg.
Yeah, Greg is big now.
It was a funny shirt like 8 months ago, but they just screamed it the entire match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we won't call out names.
No. But anyway, that match was cool. It's the second year in a row we got to see Trent.
Now, I want to ask both of you a question.
Okay. Yes,
so we had Trent.
My real hair.
Cool. We had Trent.
Yes.
And we had Chuck Taylor.
Correct.
Chuck Taylor was in a tag match.
Correct.
Gesturing broadly. Are they not tag team partners?
No, they are.
Gesturing broadly. Like, I don't know.
In Ring of Honor, they're best friends.
Exactly.
In New Japan. But in just like smaller promotions, Gentleman's Club is also a thing. And actually, I think Trent is technically part of Gentleman's Club.
That's the thing is I'm pretty sure.
Are you complaining that Orange Cassidy was there?
No.
Because I'll kick you the fuck out, and I don't care if this is your own house.
Orange Cassidy might be, considering what we'll get to, Cassidy is one of my favorite people in the world.
Yeah. He is the real ace of Beyond Wrestling.
He's the ace of my heart. The ace of my base.
Freshly squeezed.
But no, I think I'm pretty sure that might have been Trent's first match.
It was.
Yeah,
he posted a tweet the day before and was like, "Hey, I'm healthy now. Please book me."
Yeah, like, I don't know. That's crazy. We saw him last year. That was a good match with Roppongi Vice.
Yeah.
It's the guy is a former IWGP light heavyweight or junior heavyweight tag champion. He's a former 6-man never open weight champion. Like, guys held belts in fucking New Japan. Like, I don't know.
He's held belts in Ring of Honor too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Also a former WWE guy.
Yep, he was on Silent Library with Dolph Ziggler. That was the one where you're like, hey, your friend in the nuts, but you couldn't make any noise, or that
I forgot about that show.
Guy would like give you a look and be like, you have to be quiet. And there was ninjas, and it wasn't a very good show.
Wait, what the fuck?
That was a show. It was a game show, yeah.
Yeah.
Where they would take like a group of people.
Oh, and this was like a WWE themed episode.
Yeah.
And they brought.
And you would have to like, they'd be like, oh, we're going to do this contraption to hit your friend in the dick. Like, everything was just like hitting your friend in the dick, but they couldn't make noise. and or like throw this fucking mousetrap, and then it was set in a library, and there was people reading books, like old men like reading a newspaper, like, what's going on over there? I'm reading a book, and you're like, fuck you, dude. It wasn't a very good show.
I can tell.
It was just,
At least with Impractical Jokers, they actually got the guy in the ring with Tommy Dreamer. That was awesome. Anyways, I mean, so I liked that match, but once again, I think it was a clash of styles.
It was a clash of styles, and it was thrown together super quick.
I had heard, I think that DC had said that Trent and Fox were always booked.
They
were booked as
standby
backups.
wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he knew that Trent was going to be healthy by the time Rana came around. I don't know. We'll get to, obviously, the other stuff that happened later, but I don't know. It was a good match. There was a lot of talking.
It kind of went flat. But, I mean, again, Trent just coming back, a lot of ring rest. I mean, he was gone for 6 months, something like that.
Yeah.
And, it sucks. It's unfortunate, but it's good to see him back, and hopefully we'll see him back in a Beyond ring soon.
Probably.
And, yeah, I mean...
He wants to make monies.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if the run-ins all happened at the same time instead of being paced out.
Yeah.
Because it just made it seem long, like you were waiting for the next person to jump up.
Yeah, and that's a problem. Like, I actually was thinking that about halfway through the match. It's a match thing that I just don't really care for when you have 3 heels on the outside and one of them interferes and then you kick them out. And the other one, you kick them out. It's like, no, if one of them is interfering, just kick them all out. Just be like,
right.
Everyone is banned from ringside. Like, go away now, please.
I mean, I liked the ending because that's how you keep them both face.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I knew that Gresham was going to end up, like, he didn't win, but,
Yeah.
You assumed that he was going to win the whole time.
But he took the day.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, keep that feud going a little longer.
Yeah.
And, that wasn't a bad match.
Well, because obviously they're going to want to do Gresham MJF at some point,
right?
And you got to do what you got to do to keep that fresh.
Yep.
And you got to make sure that MJF's knee is 100% because Gresham is going to
torque the fuck out of that.
Torque the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the point. I think in the show where I was kind of like, okay, a little bit of a miss, but nothing terrible.
Yeah, it was a bit of a throwaway match. It was a Band-Aid,
because of MJF's
because of
injury.
MJF.
I think MJF and Gresham would have put on a much better match. Nothing against Gresham or Trent. Like, I mean,
right? It
both talented,
because
but
it would have had actual storyline to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, whatever. It was fine. I enjoyed it. It wasn't too overdrawn. It was just kind of like, all right, we know what's coming next. Let's just kind of move on.
No, I would love to see Trent in a Beyond ring again. Like soon. Very soon.
Trying to think. So was next the Chikara showcase?
It might have been.
It was 5 and then a break. I think that was 5.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had a Chikara 8-man tag match.
Atomico.
8-person Atomicos match.
They're not even people. I mean, a couple of them were ants.
Some were ants.
One of them was like
was
demon or something.
A leather daddy.
Yeah. It was weird. I watched Chikara like here and there, but like I'm not like someone who follows it religiously.
Yeah.
Mainly just because like I already have enough streaming services. I can't be subscribing to everyone.
Yeah.
And that's why I like, as much as I may not always agree with the politics of Powerbomb TV, because they've had a lot of, high profile situations involving the creators and all that of Powerbomb TV, and like it is what it is, whatever. But at the end of the day, they're $10 for like 50 promotions instead of $10 for 2 promotions. Like like I know like the CZW streaming service has a bunch of different promotions on it, but it still isn't reaching that point. It's still the central piece is, you can watch CZW events, but I don't even think you can watch them live. You can watch the video on demands, whereas Powerbomb allows us to watch live. Same thing with the...
I think Powerbomb does very well. Like, I think that
from a technical standpoint, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have this really, and they get shit up very quickly between their film crew and then getting the footage shot by Tanya and I'm blanking on the guy's name and I feel bad.
I don't know. He's on the other side of the ring.
Yeah.
I don't care about him.
Anyways, because then
We're always on Tanya's side.
cut in their footage and stuff like, and I think that's really
Well, they
really
had it up like Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
You know, like that was pretty good for a 4-hour, 5-hour show, whatever it was.
Well,
like,
I did notice that for once that Tanya and other guy were actually directly connected in to like usually Tanya just has her camcorder and she's recording stuff and they're cutting it in, whereas you have like the hard cam and then you have one other camera that's actually jacked into the system with someone live editing it. But this time it looks like both of them were plugged in the entire time, so it probably made it a lot easier to cut at the end of the day.
It's getting more professional.
Beyond
is fucking huge. Like,
oh no, yeah.
You know, like I don't know. They seem to be Power Bomb's like #1 promotion.
Oh, absolutely.
And they have a shitload of them, and it's like Black Label, C4, Nova, like
really great promotions, but they're all very territory-based independent promotions as opposed to Beyond, who for the most part they're just like Nova usually runs at kind of like the same place every month or every 2 months or whatever they do. Beyond runs at like 5 different places in New England, kind of rotating through them, and they've got their home base in Worcester, and there's a lot of cool stuff. But they also, they're one of the promotions that goes to NOLA or to New York or whatever. Well, actually, I think Drew was saying that they might not do New York this year just because Mania weekend was so insane for them last year.
Yeah.
I did see we're getting another New Year's. Did you guys see that?
No.
Yeah, he said it's almost a lock.
Absolutely. Like,
Man.
I have New Year's Day off, so it doesn't matter.
I hate going out on New Year's.
Well, that's the thing, because you didn't come.
No,
but it wasn't like going out on New Year's. It was watching wrestling, and then the only New Year's moment was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Janela pounds a beer, and all of a sudden there's barbed wire.
It was champagne.
Like,
it was glass.
Whatever. Regardless, it was like, yeah, it's New Year's. Holy fuck, someone's bleeding. Like, it was awesome. See that chair?
Yeah.
Do you see that fucking chair?
Yeah, but then you got to drive home, and like, I don't know.
Well, dude, like, we both live like within 5 minutes of the place.
But no, New Year's is amateur drinking day. Like,
I mean, I don't drink. So
right, you don't drink, but the asshole fucking speeding his car in the middle of the winter. He's probably hammered.
But also,
like, I don't know.
So like New Year's, the Beyond New Year's show got out at like 12:30. Everyone was still at the bars until 2 a.m. So I was driving home when there was no one on the road.
That's
right.
true.
It was great. Anyways, so the Chikara match I thought was awesome. So
I got to see Quackenbush wrestle.
I know, and that's a treat. That really is a treat.
That spot was so good.
I thought he died.
Yeah.
The thing about Mike Quackenbush is like he doesn't even look like a wrestler.
No.
Like he doesn't even like if you saw him on the street, you might pay him attention because you're like, oh, he's a handsome looking guy.
He's above average height.
Yeah, like, but then he is, no disrespect to anyone who performed, for pure wrestling, professional wrestling talent, he was probably the most talented person in that building because he's so good.
Yeah.
Everything he does, you can see it in his eyes where he's about to lock up and he knows 7 moves ahead what he's about to do.
Right.
And he can tell the other person, this is what's happening. And this is what, and that's why
he can tell with his mind.
I feel like that's why Chikara's wrestlers are so talented because they're getting trained by one of the best in the world at the art of professional wrestling.
Yep.
Like, he knows it so unbelievably well. And it's just, it blows my mind. And the spot, that you both were talking about, where he was launched off of a 7-foot man,
Leather Daddy,
30 feet away from the ring.
I don't know that guy's name, and I feel bad calling him Leather
like,
Daddy. But if you see the video, you know what I'm talking about.
If the White Eagle was set up a little different, and that's a tall ceiling, he could have hit one of those fans. He was launched.
He couldn't have done that at electric haze.
No, he would have died. He would have got caught on that hook that was hanging from the ceiling for a while.
Yeah.
And they had to tie, because I think it was AG who almost like impaled himself on it.
Yeah, it
was either AG or Janela.
It's like a hanger for.
They
for
removed
some
it
sort
completely.
Of pipe. Yeah, I mean, and all the ductwork is right there, and for whatever fucking reason,
Everyone
I'm
goes-
gonna go up the top rope.
Yeah, and that one.
Why do we choose the one corner that you can't climb?
Right.
And as soon as they get up there,
all
you're like,
fucking
watch
do.
for the duct.
Yeah.
And then everyone goes, fuck. And except for someone at the last WWR show just stood up quickly and smashed their head out, and the whole thing moved like a foot. And I was like, oh, this building's going to come down. That was a great match. We have Fire Ant, who is maybe somebody. We don't know. And Fire Ant is a machine.
He's really good at wrestling.
He doesn't stop
Really
moving.
good.
And he had a relative, I believe, also compete that night. Not one of the ants. I don't know. It says we had a match with the Gentleman's Club, a guy who also turns red when he wrestles. I don't know. I'm trying not to just come out and say it, but
It's uncanny. They could be twins.
it really is. It's like they're the same person. Sometimes.
Don't kill the dream, man.
The same muscle definition.
Don't
and
kill
everything.
kayfabe.
Don't kill kayfabe. Because he's such a good guy as Fire Ant.
You're saying that the person that he may or may not be is not a good guy? He seems like a good guy.
No! He's a super heel. But he's just too lazy to show it.
So,
Or doesn't care enough. Whatever.
we had Yuta and Hot Sauce.
Yep. That was a good solid match.
That was a really good Powerbomb championship match. I was talking to this asshole. I'm pointing at John.
Guilty.
During that match, so I unfortunately didn't give it as much attention as I could have. I was also talking to Tremont at one point during the match.
Oh, did you tell him? So what's up?
Oh fuck! We completely glazed over Tremont and Gage versus
Riddle and Tom Lawler.
Tom Lawler. That was a fun match. It was. I really like when Tremont and Gage do non-death matches because
because they're both good wrestlers.
No, they are. Like,
Right.
honestly, it's difficult to do a solid Samoan drop. I really highly believe that is not a simple move to do because you watch a lot of people screw it up. Cough, Roman, cough. It's and he's fucking Samoan. Like, come on, man.
It's the best.
I'm Irish, but I don't know how to properly do an Irish whip.
I'm not even gonna get.
Maybe
into
it's
that.
instinctual. Maybe when you get in there, you'd be like, "Oh shit, I do know how to do this."
You should said I can't do a Texas cloverleaf.
But I'm not from Texas.
Yeah, but
I don't know how to do a Boston crab.
There, once again.
Well, I mean, anybody can
probably
do a
can
fucking
figure it
Boston crab.
Yeah, like when Jericho turned the walls of Jericho into one.
Yeah.
Come on, the Lion
Keep it the
Tamer's-
Lion Tamer.
The Lion Tamer's a better finisher. We all
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah.
When is he fucking wrestling again? God damn it.
On the cruise, I think, right?
Probably. That's in October.
He's
We might see him at SummerSlam. Who knows?
yeah, that's true. What if he just shows up, beats the fuck out of Dolph Ziggler?
And wins the Intercontinental
Just
Championship.
has them both. Has them both. Fuck it. Like,
That
I
would
don't
be
know.
crazy.
A boy can dream.
So anyway,
That's something Vince would do.
The
too.
boyhood dream has come true. Sorry.
Ah, jeez.
Jeez.
What's wrong with that guy's dick? And why is that only a picture of dicks?
I don't know. Dicks. So, it was good.
See, because they don't know what we can see, and
Anyways, what I was saying is Tremont does a really solid Samoan drop. His Uranagi is picture perfect. I mean, he's up there with Samoa Joe for just picture perfect Uranagi.
Samoa Joe, also Samoan.
Also,
And actually has a pretty good Samoan drop.
he does because he's a really talented professional wrestler.
His promo this week was fantastic.
I heard that he fucking shat all over AJ.
He
and-
basically just told me he was a terrible father and that AJ's kids can't wait for AJ to lose so that he comes home.
Aw, it's true, but he's still not going to get to go home.
No.
It's not the way
Oh,
it
that's
works.
fucked up.
It was good. It was good.
Joe does a great promo. I love. I mean, I've been a fan of Samoa Joe. I can't say I was a fan of him during his Ring of Honor days because I wasn't watching a ton of Ring of Honor, but his TNA days were some of my... Him, Styles, Storm, and Rude were pretty much the reasons I was watching TNA.
Bobby. I was like...
Not Rick.
I was like, wait, what?
Pretty sure he was already dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to have been.
because he died in like
He
the
died
90s.
like 99 or something like that. 98.
I also love Jeff Jarrett. Slap nuts.
Slap nuts.
Slap nuts. So yeah, no, it was a good match. Obviously, potentially one of it probably Riddle's.
That was probably the
WWE
last time
match.
we see Riddle in the Independence live.
Maybe not. Yeah,
He's
us.
got
Us personally, yeah. I mean, you guys might in Galveston, Texas, or wherever he may be wrestling today.
Rumor has it he's finally signed the deal with NXT after like 4 years of trying. So we'll see. So then we have the Power Home TV match.
And
that
if
was
he
a lot of
does go
fun.
to WWE, good luck, sir.
Wear shoes.
Wear shoes.
They're going to make you, so just deal with it. And they're going to rename you like Rick Brostein or something like that.
It's going to be brutal.
No, they'll probably use his real name because he had a name in MMA before.
Rick Brostein. Dude, I bet you the entirety of his fucking matches. Wow, Mamma Mia, he was an MMA fighter. And yeah, I don't know.
Why do you hate Morrow so much?
No, because he'll be like, "Rah." I don't know what it's called when you dance to that song outside of your car, but I guarantee you, I haven't watched WWE in a while or NXT, whatever, but I guarantee you he's made at least 3 references to that where you get out and dance.
I don't even know what that is.
Are you saying you don't like him because he knows pop culture?
Yeah,
events?
Exactly. It's not that I don't like him. Like, I think he's a really good commentator. I just like, he'll be like, and 50 Cent, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Yo,
I don't understand pop culture, and I don't like you.
It does come across like it's your dad saying it.
Yeah.
I get
dropping a 50 Cent reference in fucking 2018, that's a throwback, man.
Or whoever is the current rapper. Is 50 Cent not a rapper?
I don't know.
I think he just sits at home and tweets at this point.
Fuck yeah,
So
I
he's
want
like
that
he's
job.
like Iron Sheik. Fuck jabronis.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Fuck you.
Unless you don't, go fuck yourself. What a gem.
So
He still hates Hulk Hogan so much.
Who doesn't?
I love it. Well, yeah.
So we got to talk about the elephant in the room because literally it weighed as much of as an elephant. PCO versus Brian Cage.
We didn't even talk about the 4-team tag team match.
Well,
We'll get to that. Okay. PCO is old as fuck, but dude can still move.
I hated that match.
That
You didn't like
moonsault,
it?
though.
I did not like that match.
See, I generally don't like when it's 2 huge guys like that because it limits their moveset.
But Brian Cage is a fucking cruiserweight.
Right. Which is why him
Correct.
versus Gresham last year was so good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you get the 2 right big guys like Josh Briggs and Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Like those are 2 really big guys who can wrestle other big guys. Like PCO, if you were to like I would like to see him wrestle Joey Janela.
Speaking of Keith
Because
Lee,
he could ragdoll the fuck out of him.
you should watch NXT next week, Keith Lee's debut.
Cool.
So
Maybe he'll wrestle Dominic and Mick. Maybe he'll wrestle Dijak. I don't know. That would be fucking cool.
Yeah,
They've done that before.
a little throwback.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll wrestle Martin Stone
Yeah.
or
I love Martin.
Oni Lorcan.
Oni Lorcan has a fucked up eye.
Is he still out?
Yeah, he's out for months.
Yeah.
Oh, is it an orbital fracture?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, he's fucked. Which sucks because that match was so
So-
good,
so-
and like they were totally pushing him.
So he'll come back as a commentator for the cruiserweight division, and then he'll disappear
and
forever.
then leave.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And then win every single title in the independent.
And then we'll see him at Rana next year.
Austin Aries. So, yeah, I don't know. That match just did not.
it was good, not great.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like he didn't even care to be there. I don't know. That match maybe would have been fine if it was second, third on the card.
I think he thinks, based on his Twitter interaction, I think he thinks he's more over than he is. So I think just him being there, he thought that like the crowd was into it without him trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just I didn't like. I wasn't a PCO fan then. It's not that I don't like him. The guy's obviously talented. He's made this a career for many years.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably made a decent amount of money, and he's definitely an insane person. But just, I don't know, not my thing. Like I think it's really hard to do a Haas fight, anyways. Like I feel like you need 2 really good performers to put on a really good like Haas fight, and that's essentially what this was a Haas fight.
Yeah. Biggin versus Biggin.
Yeah. So, moving on from that, so we had a big old tag match.
It was a really big old tag match.
Big old tag match.
Massage Force.
Yeah.
They're masseuses. That's
They
where
are,
they get
and they
their,
throw pedals.
They do throw pedals.
They're not real, though. I was sad about that.
Gentleman's Club, Chuck Taylor, and
Bullet.
Orange Cassidy. That was really good. Team Tremendous, your boy Dan Barry.
I love Dan Barry. I wish he was my younger, handsomer father.
You know what? I'm going to call Dan Barry later. I'll find his number. It's probably...
Just under Barry, Dan.
It's in the yellow pages.
Probably on his Twitter bio.
Long Island. And Bill Carr. And then John Silver. Very entertaining.
Yes.
Like, I think John Silver, super fucking entertaining.
He's fucking jacked.
He is super jacked. Like, he's the same height as me. Probably weighs like 40 pounds more than me. Of just, like, muscle. Like, he's legitimately in really good shape. And Alex Reynolds.
Not to be confused with D, Dennis, or Frank.
No, those Reynolds are good. You said Reynolds' rap is pretty good.
Rap is also pretty good.
Ryan Reynolds,
awesome. Very funny. He's doing a Home Alone remake, by the way. It's about a 20-something-year-old stoner who misses his flight for his ski trip, and then someone breaks into his house, but he's too high to figure it out. Not even kidding. This is a real thing.
So it's Pineapple Express on vacation?
He's not on vacation. He's at home, and it's Ryan Reynolds. So
that just sounds like my Friday night.
Did someone break into your house on Friday?
I don't know. I was too stoned.
Did you fight them off with Legos and shit?
No. I mean, my kids leave fucking toys everywhere. So
you didn't have to, so...
Dude, I'm always stepping on shit. It fucking sucks. You have a kid, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's just shit everywhere.
Yeah. It's 45 minutes of cleanup every night.
Yeah. And just nonsense. But... You know what's cool? He coughed when no one was talking, and you can edit that the fuck out, but don't edit what I just said out.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So,
yeah, Alex Reynolds. So there was eight guys in this match, 7 of whom were like, we're going to throw a really good comedy match, and it's going to be funny, and everyone will have a good fucking time.
With good wrestling.
With great wrestling.
Right.
And then Alex Reynolds was just like, fuck you. This is stupid. Like, I don't know. That match just, anytime he was doing something, it was like, oh, okay.
So you can tell me that you're not a fan.
Not really. No. I've seen him wrestle other matches with John Silver in more serious settings, and it's like, okay, he's good at wrestling. Like, he knows how to do it, but
kind of dull.
Yeah. And, there was great interaction with John Silver and Orange Cassidy. Like, a good portion of that match was them. And then they actually wrestled. Like,
yeah, they wrestled.
And you were like, oh yeah, Orange Cassidy's actually really good at wrestling.
Very good at wrestling.
Yes. And as is John Silver.
Like, he was just as good in the ring as Fire Ant was. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I wish you didn't even point that out to me. But anyway...
It's still not 100% confirmed, technically.
Chuck Taylor and John Silver had a great interaction.
Chuck Taylor's great.
Chuck Taylor went to German suplex him, and he put him down, and he was like, I can't. He's too jacked. Like, just fucking great stuff throughout. Dan Barry was funny. Bill Carr is funny. Like, Massage Force. They're always entertaining as fuck. Like, it was just a really good match, but I don't know. Alex Reynolds is just kind of...
He just acts like he doesn't want to be there.
Right. Like
the biggest thing to me was for the 8th time in 2 weeks, Dan Barry has turned heel again.
Which is my favorite Dan Barry.
That
was my favorite part of Rana.
Here's the thing what I want, though. So he turned on Carr. They broke up Team Tremendous after, what, a month? 2 months?
Yeah.
But I don't want him to rejoin Amityville. I want him to, like,
I think
go on
Amityville
this, like...
project kind of sucks.
I want him to go... Because you hate...
the guys that are in it that aren't Dan Barry.
I just want my Amityville Project shirt to be relevant again, so if we could get that for like at least a month.
I want Dan Barry to go into business for himself and like start like a new faction to wrestle his old faction just because he can. Like, and start a random faction. Get like Orange Cassidy and be like, yeah, come on, man, you can help me out with this. And he's like,
oh, and there was 2 swamp monsters this year. There was only one last year.
There was, yeah.
Well, that one died.
Oh, yeah.
They were all shot by alleged officer of the law.
He's a real cop. He's a real cop.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't know anymore.
Cops can just shoot people. Like, watch the fucking news.
Too political. Moving on. So let's just get to the main event. So
that wasn't the main event?
No, we had to take a break because they had to put up a barricade. Why would they put up a barricade? Because they also had to take down the ropes. Why would they take down the ropes? Oh, so they could put up a fuckload of barbed wire.
Rich Palladino ripped his suit, and I felt bad.
I did
because he was like, "I'm not gonna go in," and I was like, "You should go in," and then he ripped the suit. I felt super bad. Sorry, Rich. I mean, I probably was not the one to convince him to go in, but
it's true. So
I didn't help him not go in.
Two men who have been beating the shit out of each other for 2 years. David Starr, the product, the cream in my coffee.
We don't have to go through them all.
You know what? We'll just skip to the good part. The ace of Beyond Wrestling versus the bad boy, and his bad girl was there too.
I felt so bad for her.
Joey Janela versus David Starr, no rope, barbed wire, to decide who is the ace of Beyond Wrestling.
Yeah.
Even though we all knew the answer.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. That match was brutal.
Penelope Ford had this face of fear from the second they walked out.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
she also knew the spot she was ready to
her.
take.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just like, oh, shit.
You could tell every time they would take a hit that she was thinking about the hit she was going to have to take and, like, regretting it every single time.
Watching the barbed wire, like, stick in at that funny angle. Because I didn't really think of it until I saw Traymon's barbed wire match the week before. Like, barbed wire just doesn't go in. It, like, goes in kind of sideways, and then a piece of barbed wire down the line might go in a different kind of sideways, and then you got to get out of that. Like,
well, that's kind of the whole point of barbed wire.
Well, no, I understand, but it's like,
yeah.
So that just seems so shitty.
We won't go through every single spot because honestly, you should watch this match because it was a death match for
the
non-death match fans. Like, it wasn't this over the top, because a lot of promotions, they're like, oh, we're having a no rope barbed wire match, but the barbed wire is like the least of their worries.
Yeah,
because there's light tubes and fire and panes of glass and shit like that.
Rabid animals.
This was
guns.
A strict, by the books, barbed wire match.
It was a proper no ropes barbed wire.
And cinder blocks.
And cinder blocks.
But I mean, obviously, like, anything that I feel like would be in a normal wrestling match, chairs, and cinder blocks they've used in their other matches. I'm like, okay, cool. But it wasn't this crazy.
There weren't light tubes. I'm just happy about that.
It was a death match. It was a
glass.
death match. It wasn't an ultra violent death match. I feel like with ultra violence being like your CZWs, your H2Os, your stuff like that. This was just kind of your I don't even know how to say this normally, but your run of the mill death match,
entry level.
Entry
but
level,
still one of the best death matches I've ever seen because of the way the story was told in the ring.
Yeah,
everything was perfect. So obviously, slight spoiler. Yes, the cute little blonde Penelope Ford did a handspring backflip thing right into a board wrapped in barbed wire.
She did a gymnastics.
And then had to scream for a while, asking for someone to cut her out because the barbed wire was so far in her arm that her skin was being pulled out about 2 inches away from the bone.
Yeah, it was gross. And the referee was knocked out. Oh no. It's like, dude, just
come on, Stephen Dumang.
It's
like what the fuck?
Just go help her and then lay back down. Like, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
So go watch that match because I don't want to spoil it because it wasn't just a death match. It wasn't just violence for violence. It told a story. I mean, hell, if you haven't watched the feud in Beyond Wrestling between David Starr and Joey Janela,
start at Paying Paul, and then Heavy Lies the Crown, and then American.
Just watch anything. Also watch.
It doesn't count because it was a tag team match.
All Day? No, I'm trying. Yeah, was it All Day when Starr returned?
Yeah, it was All Day.
Yeah.
That's an important part of the story. And
I was so excited for that.
I marked so hard.
Yep.
I popped like I haven't popped in forever.
And he's talking about his boner kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, like, so it's an issue we've talked about in the past with WWE. Whenever someone returns, they announce it 6 months in advance. Oh, shit. You know, like Bobby Lashley's return would have meant so much more if Lashley's music just hit and Lashley came out.
No, it wouldn't have.
Yeah, it would have. Bobby Lashley's awesome. You know it. Same thing with when Batista came back a couple of years ago. Batista's return would have meant so... Brock Lesnar. When Brock Lesnar returned to the company, they announced it. Don't announce it. Just have Brock Lesnar show up. People would have lost their shit.
But you saw it with the Hardys. Like, that's what needs to happen.
Dude, that was perfect. Yeah. I went nuts for that.
Shane McMahon's return too a couple of years ago.
Yep.
That was one of the loudest pops I've ever heard.
Just have somebody show up like every once in a while.
Dudley's too. Dudley's
Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania like 2 or 3 years ago.
When they did the whole Hogan Rock Stone Cold thing.
No, when they did the League of Nations and they beat up the New Day.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
Oh, right.
Foley, Shawn Michaels, and Austin came out, and it was just like, holy shit! Like,
You
here's
know-
3 of the best.
You know
Like,
they're there because you know a lot of the big names show up at Mania.
Well, yeah,
anyways,
they're there to
but
be
you
there,
don't
but-
know that you're gonna see them. Like,
Stone Cold's coming out in fucking like running shoes, like neon running.
yeah,
shoes.
it's just anyways. Go watch
so
the
old.
match because this was. I mean, if you're really squeamish about blood and barbed wire,
There wasn't that much of it.
there was enough of it though.
David Starr is very bad at cutting himself.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I watched Janela's blade job, and he was digging into his head.
Yeah, Janela's also pretty bad at it. Like,
He bleeds a lot.
He was just straight up digging into his head. David Starr just like cuts the whole top of his head off, and blood fucking just pours.
He also, and this is gonna sound weird, David Starr has really dark blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it just
Yeah.
me, or is his blood super dark?
No, it looks fake almost.
Like, you know it's not because you watch it.
Right. Yeah.
spray out of his
I
head.
should have said that up front. Yeah.
It's not like Roman Reigns when he got his nose broken by Triple H.
Yeah. You could see
The blood pack from fucking Byron Saxton, whatever.
David Otunga.
Was it Otunga?
Yeah, he's Samoan too.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I mean, Otunga sounds Samoan.
That's fucking.
Sounds Samoan as fuck, dude.
I don't fucking know.
It might mean Samoan.
Samoan. Samoan
It's
names
Samoan
like,
for Samoan.
Is it Anoi?
N-O-I-E or whatever.
Yeah, like that's a Samoan name. Otunga sounds like.
Moana, Otunga, fucking.
What is this? Fucking Lilo and Stitch? That's Hawaiian. Yeah, they're
Hawaiian.
Polynesian. They're fucking
Polynesian.
practically Samoan.
They're cousins.
I mean, Moana is a Samoan movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And not that bad. Better than Frozen.
is that
It's
the one
pretty
with the
good.
Rock?
Yeah,
the Rock's
it's pretty
in
good.
it. Yep.
Anyways, so Beyond Wrestling Americanrana, fantastic. Really enjoyed it. So now we're just gonna power through a bunch of
Hold on.
topics.
I'm not done.
Go ahead.
We don't work for Beyond Wrestling. We have no actual ties with them.
It's true. I don't even think they'll like us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Drew doesn't like us for whatever reason. But anyway,
Dave likes us.
watch that. Watch it. Get Powerbomb. It's worth the $10. You get the 20 days free.
With promo code Beyond.
Yeah,
Or
whatever.
any other
I think
promotion in the
you
world.
just get it. Watch it. It's absolutely worth watching.
And I speaking of that, I think you get a week for free if you just sign up, but if you use one of the promo codes, you get 20 days. I think that's the way it works.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a paying customer. God damn it.
I am too. They got a lot of. I mean, they've got IWA Mid South if you're into some deathmatch. They've got Nova Pro. They've got
Black Label.
C4 Black Label. They've got a lot of really awesome promotions, and there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows, full shows, not matches, full shows.
Yeah.
Once again, we don't work for them either, but honestly, it's cool. It's
worth getting.
yeah, no, it's better than what was Beyond on before. Was it Fight?
Beyond Demand.
No, they were on a streaming service as well. I don't remember if it was Fight, the Fight app or whatever. Anyways, it was an awesome show. It was the main event was brutal. The opening contest was amazing. I mean, there were a couple down points, but for the most part, it was just as good as last year.
And it was only 5 hours instead of.
Last year it was a
13.
doubleheader. Yeah, that was brutal.
And it is exactly what Drew said too. Like it didn't have as many big names as last year, but his idea is to showcase local talent.
Yep.
And he did that.
Yeah, and there was some big names there.
Exactly.
So, it's awesome.
Yeah.
No, it really, really fantastic show. I enjoyed it. So we talked about deathmatch a little. H2O, Hardcore Hustle organization, who you went to their Destruction in Dayton recently. They have announced that they are opening a sister promotion, the women's hardcore hustle organization. And
WH2O.
I'm really excited about that because one of the mainstays of H2O has been Maria Manic.
She's a man-eater, yo.
Yo, she turned in from like I'm jacked Barbie to I'm deathmatch queen, and that's really awesome. I'm really excited to see what will happen with this. I mean, I think Tremont just has a knack for the business in general. Like, he took H2O from pretty much obscurity to known at least well enough in the deathmatch communities very quickly. You know, H2O's only been around for a couple of years, I think. I don't think it's been that long. And speaking of Tremont, done with CZW.
Yep. So he can focus on his own shit.
End of an era. Feel weird about it because I don't
because I don't watch CZW.
Tremont was always kind of like the guy. I feel like in CZW he was, you know, he was one of their top guys for a long time, and you know there are big names who have come out of CZW. You know, Dean Ambrose got his start in CZW. Who else did we mention earlier?
Matt Tremont.
Nope. Other guy.
Well, we did. But.
Yeah, we did. But, you know, like, I don't know.
Leo Rush.
Leo Rush, yeah.
It was Leo Rush.
Tremont just, to me, is synonymous with the promotion because he's, you know, he's in the tournaments of death. He's in the cages of death. And his matches are crazy because, obviously, this guy has very little regard for his well-being.
I like when you see him wrestle on a Saturday or Sunday and he's already put in a couple matches in the weekend and he's just like actively bleeding when he walks to the ring.
Like 2 minutes in on Sunday, he was bleeding.
Yeah. And there was no reason for him to be bleeding from that match. It was just
his elbow.
Time heals all wounds, but he didn't have enough time to heal.
Nope, he did not.
Said wounds.
So yeah, no, I'm excited about what's next for Tremont. I know he's leaving CZW to focus strictly on H2O. Now, he hasn't really made any comments if he's leaving other promotions. I would think that he's been a mainstay enough and beyond where if he were leaving, he would have said something. He would have they would have handed him a mic.
I'm pretty sure he's not.
He doesn't want a death match for other companies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If he's going to put his body on the line like in that kind of way, it'll be for that. But, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked to see, like, an H2O showcase match at a Beyond show or so, you know.
I feel like he has a good working relationship with Beyond. Obviously, he's been, at least since I've been going to Beyond Live, he's pretty much always been there.
Yeah.
He's been at the majority of shows that I've gone to for Beyond, and I've only missed, like, in Worcester, I've only missed one Beyond show. I missed a WWR show as well. And then I don't typically go out to Melrose for their shows out there just because I don't like anything near Boston, just in general.
Yeah.
It's a weird venue.
We have our own shitty little town.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't go out to Boston for anything if I don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, which I'm slightly annoyed but slightly relieved at the same time that they canceled the Boston WWE pay-per-view this year. Because they're doing the Evolution pay-per-view instead, and they're doing it in New York.
Oh, cool. At the Barclays Center or MSG?
No, they're doing it at, like, upstate.
Where
like,
the Islanders play.
That's the Barclays.
No, they're doing it like they're doing it at essentially the centrum of upstate New York.
Yeah. It's only a 16,000-seat arena. I think they just want to make sure it sells out.
Albany? In Albany?
It's not in Albany. It's in... I think it starts with an L. I feel like it's...
Albany?
Sure, yeah. Albany.
Long Albany?
Long Albany.
So they switched a pay-per-view, which I believe was going to be...
Heck in a Cell?
No.
TLC.
It was going to be TLC in Boston, and they canceled it.
They made it a house show.
They made it a house show, and they moved TLC back to December, I think. Or no, it was going to be... Yeah, it was going to be TLC, and they were going to do Night of Champions in December instead, and I've heard rumors that they're going to rebrand it to Starrcade now.
That would be amazing.
I'm
just a WCW guy.
I am
anything
too.
Back.
I love WCW. That's why I was so happy that NXT brought back War Games, not WWE.
And they're doing it again.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be Undisputed Era against Mustache Mountain against...
Allegedly.
Well, that's what it'll
We'll see
be.
what happens at
against
TakeOver Brooklyn.
some other... There'll have to be... Well, there doesn't have to be a third faction, but it works if there is. I don't know.
I liked it better with.
I'm sure the War Raiders had to be in it.
I mean, that's what it's looking like. We're going to see the triple threat at Takeover between the three of them for the tag titles.
Nice.
Takeover Brooklyn's actually shaping up, in my opinion, to be possibly the best NXT show they've ever done.
And they've done some doozies.
Honestly, I can say, like, even going back to, like, the first Takeover, the Takeovers that were in Full Sail, when it was just, like, it's a pay-per-view, but there's still only, like, 500 people here. They have consistently put on top-notch shows. They don't pull any punches. I saw someone the other day, and I don't remember if this was a troll account or if this was someone I actually respect. Someone who said that Triple H is ruining NXT because it's supposed to be developmental and he's turning into another brand. And what I don't think they understand is that it's still developmental. There's still a roster of like 50 people who aren't on TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they
Dijak went almost a fucking year.
They have them wrestle house shows. They have them training at the fucking performance center that's 10 minutes down the road, because that's the whole point of developmental. NXT may be the developmental brand, just like FCW was. FCW was the same thing. It's just the network didn't exist. They couldn't expose it like they wanted to. But FCW, that's where Roman Reigns was wrestling. That's where Dean Ambrose was wrestling. That's where Bray Wyatt was wrestling. That's where CM Punk was wrestling.
Ty Dillinger.
Right.
Like, that's where all these guys were before they went.
Brian Cage. Kenny Omega.
Yeah. Like, these guys were...
Kenny Omega's pretty good.
Well, Kenny Omega was Ohio Valley still. I think they were still OVW.
Fuck you, trash can. Don't give me that shit.
And it's like, it's still developmental, but they're utilizing their best developmental talent to put on a show.
Yeah.
Which is what they've always been doing. They just have a platform now.
I don't know if you watch sports. I know you don't.
What's a sport?
I do.
You can go to the Centrum and see the Worcester Railers.
Yeah.
These kids are trying their goddamn hardest to get called up to Bridgeport, who they're trying their hardest to get called up to the New York Islanders. Like,
Is that who the Railers are?
Yeah. Just because it's not the top tier doesn't mean it's not entertaining. And these guys a lot of times are fucking giving it 110% to get noticed, to get,
So the Railers are the house show. The Bridgeport
Sound Tigers.
That's NXT television, and the Islanders is WWE main roster.
Yeah.
Boom.
I think another reference is, like, if you were to watch the top 25 draft picks actually play in a league before they were drafted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are the guys that are ready. These are the guys that are going to get moved up.
Exactly. It's, sometimes it just takes a little time. You got to tweak. You got to fine tune. And
also, I'm pretty sure Evolution's at Nassau Coliseum. I think that's what it's called.
Now that's where they used to play. Oh, that's
Okay.
on Long Island. That's not upstate. That's in.
I don't fucking know New York.
Yeah, I don't either.
New York City, rest of New York. That's all I know.
What did I see at Nassau Coliseum? I saw Bad Religion there once.
Nice.
And The Unseen and Tiger Army.
Tiger Army.
Sick rockabilly, dude. No, I had to work the day that the Warped Tour was around here. So
you went over there.
So I went down there.
Cool.
It was pretty cool.
Um,
and I bought like 7 Bad Religion t-shirts because that's when I didn't have any bills, but I was still making good money. It was dope.
I miss those days. Mm-hmm. Then you had kids.
Then I had kids, and now I'm like, I don't have money.
And I can't buy things.
And I'll never see Tiger Army again.
Are they dead?
No, I just won't go to their show.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Unless they're like playing with somebody cool.
And they're playing at not the Palladium.
Yeah.
So, what was the other thing? I'm blanking. Give me a second. I'm being professional for a moment.
Airline food, huh?
Man, that shit's good. There's no way there was a cut of a bunch of random shit there.
No,
I
mean, no possible.
Not at all.
I should have gone pee. I have to pee so fucking. I should have gone pee.
So we should because we
you know I once went pee during the episode.
It's
Left
true.
the door open.
It's true.
You could totally hear it.
You really can. So WWE is running the Evolution, the women's Evolution pay-per-view.
Yep. Not
First-
like Randy Orton and.
Yeah. I hear voices in my head.
Oh no, Evolution was Triple H, Ric Flair, Randy
Batista.
Orton, Batista.
Yeah,
I was
you're
thinking of
thinking
Legacy.
where he was the host.
He was the big baddie with Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase.
So first time ever, WWE is running a women's only pay-per-view, which I feel like they have to word this very properly because they keep saying like it's our first women's only event, and I'm like, no, you had the Mae Young Classic, that was also an event.
Well,
Right.
Yeah.
It's their first women's only pay-per-view.
So
I hate the word event, by the way.
I'm excited
Network
about
event.
this network event. Roman's not gonna headline. I don't know.
To be determined.
I mean,
They can find a way.
they'll
Life.
just have Tamina.
Finds a way.
Yeah,
They'll
we'll
just-
get Brock versus Roman
Brock-
at Evolution for the 18th time.
Yeah.
Brock's daughter versus Tamina, and we'll be like, oh, cool. We didn't want to see this either.
Brock's daughter is pretty much Brock Lesnar, so
Yeah, exactly.
It's really weird.
Yep.
That's from his first marriage. That's not from his marriage with Sable.
No.
I don't know, because I'm pretty sure he has kids with Sable too.
Really?
I think so.
I wonder what she's up to these days. Not owning a TV.
Can you? I mean, living with Brock Lesnar?
No, see, my this is my personal thought is if you know Scott Perkins, you are invited to Brock Lesnar's house, and you go to Brock
thank
Lesnar's
you.
house. You walk up the driveway, you walk up you knock on the door. The door opens. The first thing you see is Paul Heyman in a smoking jacket with a pipe.
Okay,
And
I'd hang out with Paul.
Because Paul Heyman lives in Brock Lesnar's guest house. I'm sure of it. And then Paul Heyman says some nonsense. You talk to Brock Lesnar for a while. Brock Lesnar goes, ah! And then he goes and he just power fucks Sable and screams the entire time. He turns red as soon as he takes his pants off.
Now
He
I don't
starts
have to
sweating.
go there, right? I can just keep
No,
hanging
you
with
can
Paul Heyman.
leave at this point or just hang out with Paul.
Awkwardly in the room right next door.
Hey, Paul, you want to smoke a bowl?
I'm not crying. I just smoked a joint with Rob Van Dam backstage. I love One Night Stand. The beginning of One Night Stand. Anyways, Women's Evolution. So
It's for the ladies.
So they're saying that there's going to be 50 women involved. So I'm assuming we're going to have a battle royal of some sort.
Yay.
All women's championships are going to be defended. Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Have one women's championship, unify Raw and SmackDown, and then have a women's tag team.
See, that's what so we talked. I don't know if we talked about this last week or if this is just something we've talked about. I feel like one world title, the WWE Championship and the WWE Women's Championship, and the champion. You can still have the brand split. Still
Don't have
two
the
tag
brand
teams.
split.
No, hold on.
Don't have it like a thing, but just have guys only wrestle. Have guys only wrestle.
You can make it a
Sometimes,
thing. You
if
can
it
have
makes sense,
two
go over.
tag titles, whatever. But the champions, or maybe you just have one tag, one mid card, a women's tag, women's in WWE, and then the champions aren't attached to a brand. If you want to stick with the brand, the champions defend on both brands.
Totally fine.
I don't understand why we don't do it that way. There's too many fucking
We don't
belts.
do it that way because we don't have our own promotion.
So what we're going to end up...
But if we did...
We know there's going to be a new women's title announced at this pay-per-view or to be defended at this, it's going to happen.
It'll be the ladies tag.
So that's
Ladies
probably
tag.
how you're going to fit the 50 in. It'll probably be a
Ladies.
tag tournament
Yeah.
for the titles.
Or get rid of...
Oh, that means we get to see fucking Brie Bella wrestle.
They've already announced that the Bellas are going to be there, unfortunately. But it's also going to have the finals of the Mae Young Classic, which, exciting. I like that.
Io Shirai against Toni Storm. That'll be really good.
Is that what you're calling now?
Yeah, 100%.
No Peraza?
No.
No? You don't think she's going to make it? Rachel Ellering?
No.
I love Rachel Ellering. Like,
No, it's going to be Io Shirai against...
I hope Ellering
Storm.
gets signed this time around.
Yeah, I honestly don't understand why she didn't. I don't understand why Tessa Blanchard. Like, you fucking serious?
Yeah, and now they lost her at Impact.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
sorry.
They done fucked up.
Yep.
Impact's doing everything they can to actually put WWE on notice, and they're succeeding right now.
Yes, but I also heard that Pentagon and Phoenix
they're on the short list.
They're being hunted
But
by William
simultaneously, at the same time, New Japan is now scouting WWE talent to bring them to New Japan.
Yeah.
Allegedly,
Shinsuke.
they're ready to throw a huge amount of money at Shinsuke Nakamura to bring him back.
That would
Now,
be
when
amazing.
he comes back, does he join Chaos again?
I don't know.
Ooh. That was
I
a
would-
faction that he started.
Yes,
I would love to see him jaded and join Suzuki Gun. Just miserable.
I think he was part of Suzuki Gun before Suzuki Gun when it was something else Gun, and then that guy left and Shinsuke started Chaos, and then Suzuki started Suzuki Gun. But yeah, that would be fucking cool. And where he's just a dick.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
oh,
Yep. Imagine him and Suzuki in tag matches, just like miserable,
murdering
Yeah.
people. I'd be fine with that.
So next Friday in Pawtucket is going to be Billy Gunn versus Jack Swagger for some reason.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just so everyone knows.
Of course.
I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'll be sleeping.
I got a
I
thing.
know I got a concert the next day. Fuck that.
I saw Billy Gunn, Warbeard Hansen, and
oh yeah.
like I think it was Ilya Markopoulos against Malonis and the Logan brothers. It was pretty funny. You could tell Billy Gunn is totally just there for a paycheck. Like
The Logans are two local talents that I'm surprised haven't made it bigger because they're a really talented tag team, and they've got the look too of a tag. Like I don't know, I feel like I'm surprised they haven't moved really out of New England.
Yeah, I feel the same way about the Main State Posse.
Oh, they're gonna be huge. They're just
Like I think Danger Kid is a super good wrestler, and like Aiden Agro has like a good look. He's
Also
he's
a super
also
good
a good wrestler. I think Danger Kid's the best one of the three of them, but
they're the
That's
kings of
just me.
sentons.
that's true. But yeah, Billy Gunn's totally just in it for a paycheck. Jack Swagger, boring as fuck.
We, the people.
Yep.
I miss Dirty Dutch Mantel.
No.
I love too. Tim Coulter was awesome.
Remember when Bob Backlund came back for a little while? And
Yeah,
they
he
were
came
like,
out-
hey, can you stop?
He came out during in the crowd at Backlash 2000 something or other, and he was like 2 feet away from me, and everyone was like freaking out. I was like, "What's going on?" I turned around, and Bob Backlund just like I was like, "Holy shit, Bob Backlund, you scared me."
Oh, cool. This is an old man who was old when he wrestled
Yo,
Bret Hart.
I'm pretty sure Drew tried to get him for Rana this year.
That would be awesome. We could chicken wing some people. All right, so I think we've rambled on enough. We just did like an hour about Beyond Wrestling, and then like 15 minutes about everything else.
Because Beyond Wrestling
was awesome.
It was awesome. It was their big show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Blade Job.
So that has been a show
About blades.
Yeah, welcome to the Blade podcast.
I think actually we talked about the blade job, like actually blading. David Starr and Joe Janela.
We did.
And we used the word blade job. That's where we get our show's name. Also, coming up in about a month, our 1 year anniversary spectacular. I'm going to start plugging it now.
Yeah,
we're gonna
no
have,
spoiling it.
We're going to have cool guests. That's
are.
what I'm saying. And I'm using multiple guests. We only have one confirmed.
And you're going to be super disappointed by it.
Yeah. But I think we should try to get actual guests.